There is a massive event that just started formulating behind the scenes of the macro schedule. It's taking place on February 18th. This potentially could be a legendary pivot for the altcoin market, and we're going to get into what projects it can target specifically. Kaspa, of course, is on that roster. This is very akin to the Kaspa FOMC meeting anomaly. Each one of these emojis shows when Jerome Powell gets out on cable television, gets to the podium, answers questions, talking about the economy. What's happening on February 18th is not one of these meetings a beat. It is a minutes. It's the document that officially goes over all the talking points that the Fed discussed inside their boardroom behind closed doors, just to show you how bullish these catalysts have been in 2025. July 9th, that's an FOMC minutes, and April 9th. Two massive turning points for altcoins, both during an FOMC minutes. Right now, altcoins are at that exact FOMC minute catalyst support line. So there is a bounce coming, in my opinion. Now, while Kaspa's on the roster to rip to the upside, we can see River. This had a huge pivot to the upside. This, of course, we put together half a dozen trading plans for targeting the FOMC minutes as the breakout point on River. We were getting so Scrooge McDuck. We're looking for $3.40 on River. It rocketed up to 90 in 30 days. It was the best swing trade of the year, and we hit it using this tactic just recently. It's BANKR bot. Now, I'm bringing up this BANKR bot chart because durable goods is happening at the same time of an FOMC minutes. Traders who have studied this macroeconomic tactic are able to get inside of these rocket ship side bag swing trades with the exact timing for when they're going to break out. Kaspa has been in a bit of a bear market. We can see this huge inverted cup and handle, which typically retraces 60%. Kaspa so far has fulfilled its obligation retrace, bouncing off that 2-cent range just recently. And of course, it was the PPI data that caused Kaspa and altcoins to have this recent downside paired with a treasury auction, drawing liquidity away. But all this stuff is super advanced. We cover it inside our VIP group for $47. You hire on a team to help you track crypto, put together trading plans. But we're going to give you some in today's video after we break down this international television show going over a Kaspa narrative. This is my first time watching, so I'm very interested in hearing what they've got to say. Let's talk about Kaspa, a layer 1 project that was developed by an Israeli team. It's based on a proof of work mechanism, but we're talking here about tremendous speed. This is meant to be a technology that will bring the tokenization revolution even to Bitcoin. So Zion, explain to us what Kaspa means. So Kaspa, as you said, the developers are Israelis. Important to note that there are no owners here. It's just as decentralized as Bitcoin. It's a coin, so it's a network. There's been over 10 years of research on how to make Bitcoin faster. Truly, how today Bitcoin is relatively slow, and it takes 10 minutes per block. And it's also a chain of blocks, as the word blockchain literally means a chain of blocks connected. It's a solid sound structure. Kaspa is like a tree structure with many rows of blocks created simultaneously. So it's very fast. Breaking records, maybe? Was that the move? What does it help the average citizen with? Nice. So today, Bitcoin received its value because of certain characteristics, because it's very similar to gold in those characteristics. And one of the first problems why gold stopped being gold is because it's not fast enough. Everything moves in seconds today. We're on our phones, and you can't pay for something with gold place to place in a second. So Bitcoin answers that characteristics, but still, when Bitcoin was created, the idea was peer-to-peer cash, that we could actually pay each other and have a good, safe store of value. We'll wait 10 minutes for the money to arrive. No one wants to wait. And that's where Kaspa comes into play. They covered Jonathan's broader narrative that Kaspa's the new updated version of Bitcoin, and they threw in some current events with the large rotation out of precious metals, ready to get into some risk-on assets, targeting Kaspa, which is actually named after a precious metal itself. So this was a great interview, well done. Zooming in on the local price chart on Kaspa, we're looking at the repeating angled Fibonacci pitch. That's what we can see. Ever since November, we've had this exact chart set up aligned. There was massive resistance at this golden pocket, and then this level has had serious resistance, and right now Kaspa's just starting to break above that. This is going to blow your mind for everyone who does technical analysis. You subscribe to this channel, so you already understand the repeating trend lines themselves, but what I'm going to show you right here is the repeating angled Fibonacci's. As we clone what we're looking at right now, those angled levels that have provided such picture perfect support and resistance in tune with the Fibonacci levels, and we put this on the original Kaspa cup and handle, you can see when we hone in on that, it's exactly all the major resistance and support levels are directly in line with the Fibonacci spacing. As we get into here, it's the maroon zone, a pivot from blue to maroon. That's when Kaspa completely rockets to the upside. So when we're looking at this Fibonacci pitch, as we start to enter the gray, the blue, and the maroon zone, there's less consolidation of this spaced out resistance, and therefore there's going to be more upside. Everyone's seen the BANKR bot rally, and they wished they jumped in on Monday morning with the durable goods print, a beat. There are other opportunities very similar to BANKR bot, like example, CLANKER. This is the Launchpad that hosts BANKR bot. Now, it just recently had an official smart contract audit. This is attracting a lot more top tier devs. Coinbase decides they're going to list CLANKER right after the smart contract audit is complete. This is setting up a massive pivot for all these AI agent listings. We can see now the big boys, the top tier devs, are starting to build on CLANKER. Forget about virtuals. All that virtuals does is it creates chatbot meme coins. What CLANKER agents do, they can execute on-chain commands autonomously, sign a trade for a DEX position, and so much more. This is huge. Elon Musk just tweeted CLAWD bot, which is the entire theme within the CLANKER ecosystem. It's all these lobsters and crabs, etc. February 18th is going to be a massive catalyst for crypto. As we can see, it's the FOMC minute support we're bouncing off of right now, with that exact catalyst taking place in 2 weeks. As the labor market report comes out, as the durable goods print is released, we'll then know specifically what sectors and therefore projects are going to have the highest impact from that FOMC document that summarizes everything that happened behind closed doors at the prior FOMC meeting. This can directly target Kaspa. It could bounce back to River. It could hit artificial intelligence, therefore rocketing CLANKER and this AI agent CLAWD that we just pointed out massively to the upside. We won't know until then. And it's this trading system that's put together the absolute, undoubtedly undisputed #1 highest gaining swing trades of 2026, pinpointing the exact moment that they break out. This is a skill set everybody's going to get their hand on. Send me a DM when you join the group, and we'll link you up to our Discord where you can chat with other members and bounce ideas around. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.